Welcome back to Josh's Stay Fit Minute. Today I'd like to introduce a colleague of mine, the nutritionist that works with my clients, Tryon Moore. Tryon, can you tell my viewers a little bit about your background?
Hello, my name is Tryon Moore. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist and a certified sports nutritionist with the ISSN. I am the nutritionist for the Canadian Sports Centre of Ontario and also the sports medicine specialist in the heart of Toronto, Yonge and Eglinton. I work with the general public, including families, corporate clientele, as well as athletes, and that could be young athletes to Olympic caliber athletes, both professional and amateur.
What would you say sets you apart from other professionals in the industry?
Well, the foundation on which I work is I try to keep nutrition as close to nature as possible. So for some that initially sounds complicated, but it actually makes things very, very simple. So basically the closer you stay to nature, the better food is for you. So we're staying as unrefined as possible and as natural as possible. As well, I focus on maximizing digestion. So from top to bottom, there are a lot of different issues that people may experience, things like gas, bloating, undigested food, and lots of symptoms that are related to that. Another way that I approach nutrition is definitely incremental changes and match it to the person's lifestyle. If you give people too much too soon, they may not be able to comply, they don't get the results that they want. So it's better to make small changes and work from there. And also, I'm trained in supplementation recommendations. So that means not just identifying supplements that may help a person with certain conditions or general health, but helping them to understand how to find good supplements and not waste their money, so they're basically peeing it down the drain.
You mentioned that you work with athletes, as do I. What recommendations can you give for those athletes who are wanting to improve their athletic performance?
As athletes, the one thing I would remind them of is that they are athletes 24/7. Usually athletes get the majority of support when they're around their coaches, when they're around their peers, so that means when they're at training or they're at competition at events. But the rest of their life, they need to apply proper nutritional principles in order to maximize their training or their competitive edge. That's huge. The other thing I would say to athletes is usually there's not enough focus on good fats and truly good carbohydrates. There's a lot of misconceptions about what types of carbohydrates should be used, and there's lots of easy ways to add nutrition to food for athletes as well. Usually the focus is on energy, getting energy from foods, not as much on nutrients. That is changing, but I like to focus more on nutrients as well.
Great. I also work with a lot of clients whose primary objective is to reduce body fat percentage. What advice could you offer them?
Well, one simple one, you'd think it doesn't have to do with nutrition, but kind of does, and that is getting proper sleep for many, many reasons. Improper sleep upsets hormonal regulation, which can affect appetite, stress hormones, which affects body composition. So many issues related to poor sleep, and we are generally an underslept society. The other thing I would say, just as with athletes, for people wanting to get lean, maximize the nutrient density of your food. When you get nutrients from food, you satiate many elements of the body. Cravings aren't as strong. You're nourishing rather than displacing, and this is better for overall leanness. The other thing I suggest is, in order to get lean, you need to make sure that you have the right fats and enough good fats in your diet to actually promote losing fat.
Very true. That's important for clients to understand. Tryon, can you let our viewers who are interested know how they can get in contact with you?
Oh, pretty easy. They can go to my website. So it's tryon.ca. That's TRIONNE.ca. They can call me 647-401-9100 or email me info@tryon.ca.
Great. Thanks for your time, Tryon.
Thanks.